and Pino's off to the races. It's a touch.
Best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Because there was a doubt. Because when Tom Brady got the ball back on a final drive on a Monday night, because there was a doubt, right? And then he throws a touchdown pass that wasn't a touchdown pass. But was there a doubt? Not once was there a doubt. And with 3 seconds to go, put it on the board. Tommy throws a touchdown pass. Winner, winner, Monday night dinner. Good morning to you on a Tuesday morning. Tom Brady did it again, and the Saints get beat 17-16 on Monday Night Football. Tom Brady threw 54 passes for 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, the final one to Rachaad White with 3 seconds left on the clock to give the Buccaneers stock at first place in the NFC South. Good morning to you. Merry Tuesday, opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A-Marie, Adrian. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. How we living today?
What'd it do?
All right.
Can you say collapse?
By the Saints? So is that more collapse?
That was more collapse than comeback.
All right, talk to me.
Absolutely. You're dominating the game.
Dominating.
If you're New Orleans. Nothing is working for the Buccaneers. Can't throw the football downfield. Brady's uncomfortable in the pocket. Offensive line without Tristan Wirfs, one of the tackles, looking like he has some edges. She's throwing it almost through multiple interceptions. Not seeing the linebackers underneath. It was such a bad game for Tampa Bay. And then you're sitting there. There's 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 8, Andy Dalton dumps the ball to Mark Ingram, and the dude runs out of bounds before first down line. And an easy first down, and he runs out of bounds. Then 3rd and 1 play, they try a quick pass. It's knocked down. They punt. And that was the start of the collapse for the New Orleans Saints because the Bucs had one drive. It was that final drive. It was a good drive from Tampa Bay. It was an efficient drive, an old-school drive. But then they gift-wrapped the first touchdown because the safety doesn't get deep, defensive pass interference. Oh, here's the football on the 1-yard line.
17-16. Tommy beat him. Are they that good? Because I just don't think they are, and I've told you that all year, right? I just don't buy into it. I think that they're obviously going to win that division because even though they're sitting at 6-6, the next best team is 5-8. Is that right? 5-8 Atlanta. I mean, they're just not that good, right? But they're going to get the 4 seed and get the Cowboys in the first round.
Into the playoffs, but as a team, they're up on the list of most disappointing teams because you're looking around going, man, you understand some of the injuries in the offensive line, but even Brady's not able to overcome things at time. Mike Evans has been MIA. I think his last touchdown catch was week 2 in that offense, so they're not able to stretch the field. They found a good rookie running back, White, that you feel like is a good pairing with Fournette. They had 3 points. 3 points until the Saints were like, here's an early Christmas present and your first touchdown of the game because we don't know how to drop our safeties deep in cover 2.
All right, here's where we are today, 505-246-0610, area code 505-246-0610, emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, follow JJ, it's _ JJ Buck, and on the Facebook, the OD in the AM, you can watch the show there. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks, and on our Facebook page, it's Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. Guest list today, 7:15, Jerry Kill, scheduled to be with us. I conferred with Jerry yesterday, the head coach at New Mexico State. Aggies 6-6 and headed to the Quick Lane Bowl to play Bowling Green in Detroit. Good catch up with Jerry at 7:15. 8 o'clock, Ernie Kuiper, who is promoter at Jack Jones Hoop Fest. That's where the Lobos are going next week. That's how this whole thing came, or how did it all come together? He's going to tell you how the Lobos and the USF game came together and what is there, what are the opportunities if you want to go see the Lobos. That'll be at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock this morning, Kalani Sitake is going to be with us, the head football coach at Brigham Young University. BYU will be in town on the 17th, coming up really quick, 11 days to play SMU. That game, if you did not hear, has been flexed into prime time. So New Mexico Bowl for the first time in the history, at least playing here. I'm trying to think when we were in Frisco, I think we played kind of late afternoon, ended in the evening. But the first time in history here, of the 17 years, it'll be a 5:30 start, and it will be on ABC.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal, huh? It came down yesterday. The NFL flexed out of the Raiders-Patriots game and moved into the the Commanders and Giants. And so when that happened, we were at ESPN Events. We were prepared to make the flex because of the turnaround time at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Bowl was scheduled in that window, and it forced a little bit of, flexibility on our side and their side and everybody's side. So it'll be a little chilly, but I think the opportunity for exposure and for our destination, I think, is spectacular. So I don't know. You got a jacket? You got a beanie?
I think they'll be fine.
We can figure that out, right?
This is awesome.
Yeah, I think the game's great. It feels like everybody who's involved, the two teams, the administration, the coaches, the people that I've spoken with, are really fired up about it. And I think it's a great opportunity. Some people are like, well, why it's going to be cold? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Everything that's kind of gone down over the last 3 weeks in regards to selection was done, with the potential that this may happen, and it did yesterday. And you get it, what that window means. I mean, the ESPN window that we've had forever, forever. The ESPN window that we've had in the middle of the day on Saturday is spectacular, and I assume hopefully we're going to go back into that. But let's be real. ABC primetime is where they put, last was SC Notre Dame, and that's where they put, Michigan. Those are the games. And I'm not telling you that's what we are. I'm telling you that's the slot that we're in. So
It's an opportunity.
And just the fact that, the networks considered us for that opportunity, I think is pretty cool. So go out and represent. We are now leaning on the community, to go out there and show up and be there and celebrate and have fun. And it should be a hell of a pregame too.
Yes, it should.
That's all everybody said. Oh, that fan fest is going to be great. The pregame's good, so we get to party all day.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of do, and it should be fun. All right. Any word on the Baker Mayfield other than Shanahan said I'd be surprised if he ends up here?
I think he has till 4 Eastern
To clear waivers?
Yes.
So does Houston grab him?
No.
No. Does anybody?
I don't think anyone does.
So you think he just goes?
I think
through
he
this whole
clears
thing?
waivers and then he get a couple phone calls.
Okay, because that would be the contract, what's left on the contract. So let him go through the whole thing. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. When we return, expecting to have a conversation with Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's football coach. Aggies going to the Quick Lane Bowl. It's the fifth bowl game in the program's history. And we'll talk to Jerry next. It's the opening drive on a Tuesday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
How wrestling really works and how you get the ratings. Eric Bischoff and Conrad Thompson.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, everyone.
We have all football season. And we weren't sure at that point if the Aggies were going to play another game, let alone two. They weren't sure if they had the Valpo game lined up for last week. They didn't know if they were going to get their waiver granted to play in a bowl game. And since then, they beat Valparaiso 65-3 in a senior day game and a finale down at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Last Thursday, they heard from the NCAA and had their waiver approved. And on Sunday, found out they got a great opportunity to go to the Quick Lane Bowl, play in an NFL stadium, be the only bowl game on that day, play Bowling Green. And for the fifth time in the history of the program at New Mexico State, the Aggies are going bowling. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. We welcome back to the program in his first year at New Mexico State head coach Jerry Kill. Congratulations, Jerry. It's been a heck of a week since we talked on the radio last. You and I have talked a number of times since, but what a week, huh?
Yeah, it's been we talked. We didn't have games, and then all of a sudden we're getting to have two games, and a lot of we're fortunate in the fact that we were able to get a game. We're fortunate that the NCAA looked at it the same way. The committee that was on it looked at it the same way we did, and sometimes you got to be fortunate and be lucky and treat people right, and I think that we had a lot of people in our corner wanting us to get to a bowl game. So I mean, I can't thank everybody that listens in your show and as a part of the Aggies is how much I appreciate everybody and what they've done. I've done very little. I've just tried to keep the kids in line, all that. But, the fans and the people that have been loyal to us and hell, we were 0-4 the first year, so I thought we'd win 1 or 2 just to survive, you know. And then these kids pulled off what they did. So it's a great opportunity for us, and you know, I don't know what it is, 80 million, whatever. There's a chance for a lot of people watch us on ESPN that night, and out here in New Mexico State, here in Aggie Land, we need that. You know, we need to have that publicity and people know where we're at and what we're doing. You know, certainly in recruiting. So it's been an interesting week, and it's an interesting week this week. I'm here for about 3 more hours, and then I'm headed to out recruiting, and we're letting our players, and we got to give them some time off because they started 0 week, and then they played the extra game, and so we're going to give them some time off for about 4 or 5 days, and then we'll go back to work. But right now recruiting is our focus, and I got great administration. Flew out at 5 this morning to the bowl site to see what things we need to do. So a lot of fun this time of year, and not very many times you get to go your first time around.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm still shocked about it.
Well, and I think, first of all, to say that you've done very little would be giving yourself not nearly enough credit what you've done with that program and what your staff has done and what the kids have done. Hey, I know the emotions were really raw this week, up and down, high and low. When you got to sit with the kids, I know Braun Cartwright told them that they got the waiver, but when you found out where you're going and when it became reality, you saw your name on the board, you got the invite. Mario talked to Brad in Detroit, and you knew where you're going, who you're playing, when it was. Like the reality set in. What was the emotion like when you talked to the kids?
Well, I think that we had a senior banquet going on at the same time, so I concentrate on that. And when I got done, I said, "Hey, you guys ever watch the Flintstones?" And quite a few raised their hands, and I kind of tippy-toed up, and then I rolled a bowling ball like I'm rolling a bowling ball. I said, "We're going bowling, boys. We're going to Detroit, Michigan." I said, "That's where I started my career, 2 hours down the road from Detroit." And I said, you're going to get to go play in an NFL stadium. And I said, "We're going to play Bowling Green." And I said, "Hey, I said, it's a great opportunity for an education to go somewhere else, and see what it's like. Some of these kids ain't been anywhere. So it's a good opportunity for us, and, I'm just glad that we're a part of the bowl system. They did it right. They got it right. And, I respect that.
Now, Jerry, I know ever since after the FIU game, we've talked a lot about your team's focus, and it really seems like they've honed in since then. And even on Saturday, to go out there and just leave no doubt as many players as you got involved. Has that been one of the areas your team has taken the biggest step in, is just the focus day in and day out?
Yeah, I think the last, 3 ball games, I think even though we lost to Missouri, the game was closer than what the score was. And we played pretty good against Missouri, but they're a Missouri and Southeast Conference team. But, we had some good things happen in that game, whatever, and we were so close. And I said we've been close all year, but the difference is like anything. We continue to play good, pretty solid defense, but the difference is offenses, is come around and they're understanding what to do or not dropping passes. We're and then Diego has been Diego more so than what he ever has been since he's been here, and he's relaxed a little bit, knows more what to do, and he's a very accurate passer. For a guy, 5'9", 5'10", he's not a guy that steps in the pocket a lot. So we tried to change some things, the last 3 or 4 weeks to try to help him. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but it's helped him. And he's been tremendously accurate, over the last 2 weeks. I mean, I think Saturday is 9 for 9 at one time until he, hurt his hamstring or whatever. But, we're having big plays. We had big plays against Liberty, had big plays against Valpo. We had, it's just, I think that, he's gained some confidence. And as your team goes, your quarterback's got to go. And, if your quarterback's playing like he's playing right now, we got a chance to play.
Aggie
We
football.
got a chance to beat Bowling Green if he plays the way he's been playing.
Yeah. Aggie football coach Jerry Kills with us on the opening drive.
Well, Jerry, what changed for Diego outside of some of the tweaks for you? Is it just one of those scenarios where the light goes on for him and it all just seems to slow down a little bit?
I think you probably hit on the head that the lights clicked, and and then I think that after he had a couple big passes and stuff like that, I think he gained some confidence in himself, and but I just think the light bulb clicked on. Sometimes you can't figure it out in coaching. You go 6-7 ball games, you go, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, boom, the lights come on. So I can't figure it out either, but I'm glad somebody figured it out, and I give the credit to him. He's very, very, very competitive kid. He hurt his hamstring, and it's gonna be a while. I think he'll be ready for the bowl game, but he goes, I go, what are we gonna do if we have to play next week? Just kidding me. And he goes, I'll be ready.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that comes back to the background. He's been raised a wrestler and all that kind of stuff. So he's got a lot of intangibles. Every time somebody tries to, like I said, it's like we're going to recruit quarterbacks and we're going to do all this, and he's going to stand there and don't care, and he's going to say he's going to beat them all out. Doesn't matter who they are. So, with a kid like that and the lights come on, it certainly he's been the difference, in the last 2 or 3 ball games.
Hey, Jerry, as you go out recruiting, and maybe I'll ask you this question, and you better answer in 3 or 4 days, the response that you're getting being bowl eligible, is obviously it helps. Is it a tangible difference? Are you noticing the difference in recruits, taking your calls, taking visits because of the success you've had and now going to a bowl game?
Well, I think there's no question that helps. All the coverage that you all give us, from the radio stations to the ESPN TV to what Diego got all national, all that stuff helps. We were recruiting pretty good before that, and I think that as we won, it got better. But I think that our guys worked their butt off in recruiting. Now we have some dudes that can recruit, and we try to dig them from everywhere. And we know that we're not going to get them all, but we're trying to recruit another player up. And we got some kids committed now, but I just don't know if we'll be able to hold them. We'll have to see. And because we got a couple Power 5 guys in there, so it's a deal where we got to hold those guys in, and then we got to hold our kids in. Yeah. And make sure we keep all our kids. And we're not going to keep all our kids. It's just which ones enter the portal and which ones don't, And but it's been good so far. And recruiting is, we had, I think, 10 in last week, and we'll have 10 or 12 in this week, and 10 or 12 the next week. And the great thing about a bowl game, they can come watch us practice.
Right.
And that's a big thing.
Hey, Jerry, lastly, I want to talk about the conversations you and I had over the last few weeks. And full transparency, everybody knows I run New Mexico Bowl, and you and I have had conversations. And when it became possible last week that you would be bowl eligible, and then you became bowl eligible last Thursday, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of chatter, and I made it really clear. At some point, I want New Mexico State to be New Mexico Bowl. We've talked about it for years, and I just want people to understand. You and I have had these conversations. I've spoke with Mario. There was transparency. You knew what was going on the whole way. People don't need to know the details necessarily of our conversations, but I just want people to understand where you and I are, and where New Mexico State and New Mexico Bowl are, because there was a lot of emotion over the last bunch of days, and I want to tell you publicly, and I've told you personally, but I want to tell publicly, thank you for your understanding of the process and what's going on and how many moving parts there are. But I want people to understand where you and I are, where the Bowl and New Mexico State are, because there's been so much out there with people who just don't really understand everything.
Well, I think the first part of all this stuff is, we were just trying to get bowl. We weren't even bowl eligible when we visited, and you and several others, new people, everybody's working, to help us get bowl eligible, and you were a big part of that. I don't know how many times I called you. I called you about 3 times, and I said, well, I'm not going to call you anymore. And
I said, you're never bothering me.
You sent him a message back. No, don't do that. And, but I felt like I was bothering you. But, it's just so complicated, and you can't explain. People want, well, you're going to Detroit, and there's so many moving parts that nobody in the bowl games control. I mean, they're just USC getting beat affects a lot of people.
Right.
It affects all that effect goes down to us.
Yep.
Because we could have been in a different bowl maybe. Yeah. I'm glad we're going to a bowl game. I'm glad where we're going. That's 2 hours from where I used to coach, and I'm excited that we're in a bowl game. But there's going to be a day that I hope that we continue to improve our program, that we come right down the road and have 50,000 people sitting in the stands and rocking and rolling and all that. I mean, that's great for New Mexico, but we don't, you don't. I've had basically sleepless nights on wondering if we were even going to get in a bowl game. And then there's contracts with different TVs and ESPN and CBS, there's all kinds of deals. We got a heck of a window at Detroit. A great window and so forth. But there may be a window, and I haven't discussed, it's not my business, that you all, they said, we're going to put you in this window, and this window is going to give you more money, but you got to play this opponent. It's not Coach Gill's choices, it's not the AD's choices, and it's not the bowl side choices. They can't, the ones that are, tied into the bowl games, that's different. Like Conference USA that we're getting into, and the Rose Bowl, they're going to be the Big Ten champions. Hell, we're independent still. That doesn't help us either.
Yeah, it was complicated, and I appreciate. I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad it worked out the way it did. You got an opportunity. It's the only bowl game on that day in an NFL stadium. The kids get a great opportunity against a good opponent, and it'll be fun. Good luck as you're out on the recruiting trail and against Bowling Green, and congratulations. We'll catch up when it's all over after the bowl game. We'll do it at least one more time before the end of the year, but. Appreciate the friendship, Jerry. I appreciate you understanding, and congratulations on all the success. Good luck at the game in Detroit, the Quick Lane Bowl, and safe travels.
Well, and good luck with putting on your bowl game, and then I want to shout out to all the people in the state of New Mexico. There's a lot of Aggie fans all over this state, and we appreciate you because you're helping us do what we're doing. We're not doing it by ourselves. So thank you, and hopefully we can finish the job.
Go get it done. See you, Jerry. Be well.
Yep. Bye.
Jerry Kill, head coach at New Mexico State. I just didn't mean to hijack it on that, but JJ, there's been so much out there, and people need to know. Jerry and I have spoke. Mario and I have spoke, and they're good. We're good. Some people might not be as good that don't get the whole thing. So. I appreciate him. All right. You can respond to that when we come back. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
In the mood for all your favorite Christmas classics and holiday favorites?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420.
Sports Animal.
You know, we've had the opportunity. We've been really fortunate in there's been a lot of losses over the years, JJ, but the coaches with whom we've spoken have always, we got a good relationship on these Mondays and Tuesdays, whether, you know, from Rocky Long to Mike Loxley to Bob Davey to, you know, Danny Gonzalez to from Hal Mummy, Dwayne Walker,
Doug Martin
and
Jerry,
where we are with Jerry. And you know, I think the coaches understand what we're doing and what we're not doing, first of all, on Mondays and Tuesdays. And many of those guys, I still talk to every once in a while, and you know, I'll hear from Hal Mummy every once in a while, and I'll show you a text or something. But
hey, man, you should see this grass I found.
Yeah, right. Amory, they were in the middle of an Aggie season. It was, you know, 2 and whatever late in the year. They were going to like Louisiana, Monroe or something, and we were doing the Tuesday thing, and he was just, well, you know, it's different because they got Kentucky bluegrass there, and we play on Pewana or whatever it was. It was just like, what? But that's where that whole thing went. My point on it is, guys have been very candid, I think, with us, and I don't think that's ever going to be a problem with Jerry. I don't think that he's not a BSer, but I just hope people understand. There's a lot that went into what went down over the last week and a half. And really for us, it's been about 4 weeks. And Jerry understands, Mario understands. Most of the people, when you explain and understand, I know Van Tate came in yesterday, and that's the story he wanted to do. Why I wasn't in Mexico State. I was asked by a producer at KOAT the other day. He said, well, you know, something, is that what factored into New Mexico State not being considered? And I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? What do you know that I don't know? What do you mean they weren't considered? Well, that's not what I meant. Well, that's what
you asked the question.
Yeah. And so
Jerry Kill also just said it. It's like they were sitting there waiting for a waiver while you're trying to put other things in place across the bowl system. You're sitting there waiting for Championship Saturday as well. And with the things that were on the table, even me not, again, I know I'm not associated with the New Mexico Bowl, don't work for you, but reading the stories, talking to my sources that I do know from the situation, about what could have transpired, and when that came on the table, the potential for the flex, like that's ABC primetime. New Mexico State, fantastic season. You're not putting a waiver team on primetime television. You're not.
Now, all I know is the process was going on for a long time, and there were there's a lot of moving parts that go into it, and you're not hearing me say that they're
going to come to the New Mexico Bowl at some point, especially if Jerry Kill is that dude and continues this process to where they're a legit 6-win football team,
and I want,
not waiting on a waiver.
Right. Well, here, let me give you another piece of this, because I think this is important. And ESPN events and every other bowl had to take care of their primary deals, their primary obligations first. Now, New Mexico State was a little fortunate this year in the respect that there were 80 of the 82 slots filled by bowl-eligible teams, like traditionally bowl-eligible teams. And so they got the waiver, and then Rice got in at 5 and 7. And so there was a little bit of fortune on their side, so there were slots. The primary contracts, the primary agreements have to be taken care of first, and then the secondary agreements. And next year, and Jerry really alluded to this, and I appreciate him saying this because it's right. We talk about what are the advantages of being in conferences all the time, right? Recruiting and playing for championships. And well, this is one of them, because if they were in Conference USA and got that waiver, then they would be a bowl eligible member of a Conference USA who has a number of primary agreements with ESPN events bowls, with I believe the New Orleans Bowl, with the number of bowls, right? And so they would have, it would have been a different conversation. I'm glad they found a spot. I'm happy for them. I'm thrilled for that program. I think this is such a good opportunity for them. The only bowl game on that day. They get to play in an NFL stadium. Like they're favorites in this game, for crying out loud. It just this wasn't the year. It just didn't work, and I appreciate him understanding. And you know what, Amory, I've told you the story. You get it. Most people understand. I mean, and by the way, and you've never. We got a great matchup. Like, by the way, we're bringing in two incredible programs.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you and for
so everybody kind of won. Everyone kind of won here.
Yeah.
And that's
great.
And by the way, I saw everything too that's out there on social media.
Yeah.
The New Mexico Bowl is not on life support if you get BYU, SMU on ABC. Think about that for a second.
There's so many things I want to say.
like BYU, SMU, putting you on ABC primetime. That doesn't mean you're on life support.
Let me just tell you, the fact that we were considered, and I got it, we're a backup. Like we got, this isn't our primary role, right? We weren't slated for this, and I understand that. There's a lot of ways that this could have gone to solve this problem.
It could have been like, you know what, we'll put you Tuesday at 2. How do you feel?
There's a lot of ways this could have gone to solve this problem. Yeah. And the fact that our game was considered to go primetime on ABC. And again, midday on Saturday on ESPN is a great slot. I mean, 35 of the bowls are going to be on ESPN or something like that. Yeah. The fact that we were considered for that slot and now, we're in it says a lot about what the networks think of our destination of our game. And what we've done. So it's funny, perception of angry people and perception of the people who are making the decisions seem to be quite different, huh? And I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud of what this community's done. And look, do I want to fill the stands? Nobody. Let me make this clear. Do you think anybody wants to sell that place out more than I do?
No.
I mean, do you think the executives at the networks and nobody wants to sell it out more than I do? And you've got to understand that that's a metric. It's a visible metric. It's important. It is. but there's a lot more that goes into it. And I appreciate, more as we get to explain to people are understanding it. So, all right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. You get Global Hoops tonight.
And you have to feel good. Another thing on New Mexico State, because I guess you're a football school now. So
well, they won last night.
Oh yeah,
they won in basketball last night.
Okay,
they beat Simon Fraser 70-something, 30.
How many players are they going to have in their team shortly?
All right, so that's an issue, and Mike Peake has been suspended indefinitely. We will get into that because obviously there's a whole lot going on. We got to hit, so we'll get into that when we return. 505-246-0610. Holiday season. What are you getting everybody on that list? You got everybody checked off. What about you? Do not forget to take care of yourself this holiday season. Look better, feel better. Call New Mail if you're experiencing hair loss, dealing with thinning hair. Men, ladies, give New Mail a call. They utilize state-of-the-art, clinically proven ways to regrow your hair with professionals who will walk you through the options, and then you choose the option that's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle. You regrow hair. It stops hair loss. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser. It's proven to regrow hair. And NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural-looking results in less than a week, and there is no linear scarring. Gentlemen, ladies, call New Mail at 505-652-1688. That's area code 505-652-1688. Or online at Newmail, NUMALE.com. And, of course, guys, they'll help you with things like fatigue and depression, even erectile dysfunction with their industry-leading testosterone replacement. Feel better, look better this holiday season. Newmail, 505-652-1688, or online at newmail.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Dreamstyle Stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dreamstyle Stucco.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
M610, the sports animal.
All right, the New Mexico State basketball story blew up. Channel 7 did a big story yesterday. I know you heard it. Other players involved, coaches involved, or potentially involved. We talked about the day it happened. You know, how did the team bus get out of there that quickly? Investigation's still going on. Everything that came out yesterday is a rough look for New Mexico State. And Mike Peake was suspended. When you read this story, you heard the story, you saw it. Well, I mean, where'd you go with this?
It got worse because there's more players involved. There's coaches involved. Now, when it's all said and done, people point to, well, they got the gun, they got the phone. Had to bend over backwards if you're the detectives, the state police, those that are investigating in this, to get it when they didn't know. They're like, oh, Mike Peake had a weapon. Where is it? Well, we don't know. Oh, an assistant coach has it back at the hotel. Oh, we're in Las Cruces now after it's all said and done. His phone is down there. A whole lot of moving pieces to it. And it's messy. And you didn't think this story was going to somehow not be messy. But when it's just getting more and more people connected, has so many people, just looking at New Mexico State going, how is it that no one's missed a game, no one's been sat down? But if you're that, you can just sit there and go, hey, there's an ongoing investigation. We can't comment. Why would we do anything when there's no charges? There's nothing coming down on our players. It's going to be business as usual. So what are y'all worried about?
Lewis, you want to talk about this? What's up, Lewis?
Yeah, boy, this is going to be a mess, man. This thing's getting, like Buck over there said, more and more is coming out. It's going to get deeper and deeper. And the first thing I want to say is I'm gonna sort of defend New Mexico State for one small thing, or maybe it could be a big thing. these guys probably never dealt with anything like this before. They probably all panic. They don't know what to do. It's kind of not fair to say, here's what you should have done. It's easy 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later to say what you should have done. They were probably all scared to death. What the heck do we do? What do we do? What do we do? So I'm going to defend him for that. But the other part of it is this kid, Peak, put all these people in this position, and he needs some serious discipline. They got to kick him out of the school. You can't have this guy not only on the team, but out of the school. The coaches that kind of covered up for him, I don't know. I'm not one for always, you got to fire people right away. I don't believe in that. Unless something's really bad. This could be really bad. There's just so many layers of things that went wrong. I read the papers like everybody else. I read the story that said that the kid came in the hotel. There was a coach looking for curfew or watching the lobbies. They had. First of all, that tells you something. They have to post a coach all night to make sure these kids don't leave. That's a problem right there. That tells you they don't have the discipline that they should have. Then the guy walks into the hotel at 1:15 in the morning. The coach doesn't say anything, just points to an elevator, get up to your room. What is the kid doing at 1:15 in the morning walking into the hotel?
And Lewis, we were told they had bed checks at midnight, right? Wasn't that the original story? 11:45, 12 o'clock, they had bed checks and everybody was there, right?
I didn't hear that, but you're probably right. That's probably reasonable. So where is he coming from, and what's going on at 1:15 in the morning that he's walking in? I mean, there's a problem there. It's a kind of a funny story where the cop's chasing the bus down the freeway. There's almost humor to that. It's bad.
There's a lot.
And like I said, I'm not one to say you should start firing everybody, but Hire did come out and say, I'm responsible. Well, if you're responsible and all these things happened, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's bad. I feel bad for these guys. These guys' lives are going to be completely upended now over this one idiot kid who wanted to go out and get lucky when he probably could get plenty of action in Las Cruces or somewhere else, being a basketball player and all that.
Right.
And I feel bad for him. So it's going to be very interesting to follow this story. I know you guys will be on top of it, but a lot more is going to come out. It's not going to be today or tomorrow. It's going to be a slow process probably, but everybody's going to have to answer for this. And again, I'm going to stick up just a little bit for everybody involved, except the kid, because none of these people know what to do. There's no book for this on how do you handle when one of your players shoots somebody on another school's campus and then covers it up with hiding the gun. And
I got his point. So I'll give you that. I totally think they panicked. Don't you?
Absolutely.
Holy bleep, this just happened. What do we do? Let's get the hell out of here. We're not playing. You call up the game. Let's go. We're getting our kids back. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, there were bad decisions if what we're reading, what we're being told is true. Is there, I don't know where it is. Somebody has the gun. So how did the gun get here? Well, there's cameras everywhere. They saw everything being loaded into the trunk. From what I'm told, that little area of campus has more cameras than anywhere else on campus, period. I totally believe they didn't know what to do. And you got to make some big risk, big reward, big time decisions in a matter of seconds.
Interesting. Mike Peake, man, put his teammates in such a bad position. He's calling for help, but then now those three show up and they're like, yeah, Mike, what, oh my God, what's going on? What do we need? All right, let's put this in here. Let's go.
And they're helping out their boy.
Now they're implicated in it.
They're helping out their buddy. And
by the way, and I know another thing, I've seen a lot of people that are, Mike Peake saying, oh, self-defense. It was self-defense. Okay, so he's probably not going to get charged with murder.
Yeah.
Do you still not see the missteps up until that point for him and then the fallout after the fact?
What are we doing there? All right, we're going to talk more about this in a little bit. Coming up next, Ernie Kuiper, Jack Jones Hoop Fest. How did the Lobos get this game next week that made up for the New Mexico State game that was lost, or at least one of them? That's next on the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
Well, you know that the Lobos lost the 2 games against New Mexico State. New Mexico State lost the 2 games against New Mexico. Games that, are heated rivalry games, and also games that are important in regards to rankings and postseason resumes. The net rankings came out yesterday. New Mexico State is currently 123 in the net ranking. The University of New Mexico, Lobos who played tonight against Western at the Pit, undefeated at 7-0, are 20th in the net ranking. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Amory. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. So it was important to not only pick up a game or two, but for the Lobos to find games that are going to help the resume. And as you are aware by now, next Monday in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay, the Lobos will play the University of San Francisco, 105 in the current net ranking. In the Jack Jones Hoop Fest, it is a part of a doubleheader that day. Creighton and Arizona State will play in the other game. So how did it all come about? And Ernie Kuiper is with Jack Jones Hoop Fest and was pivotal and reached out. And Ernie, good to talk to you. Good morning to you. How you living?
Good morning, brother. You doing all right, Jeff?
Yeah, everything's good. And people are kind of fired up and really, I think, more so curious. Lobos were looking for a game. There were whispers. How did you put this one together? Because this feels like a pretty good matchup.
Well, we just, through some unfortunate circumstance, I guess, with the New Mexico State, New Mexico game opening up. San Francisco, I've been talking to them for probably 6 months. They're looking for a game, and it was just a great matchup. That, both coaches on both sides, Coach Patino and both coaches wanted the matchup. So we called and got it together. It's a it'll be a great resume game, for the NCAA tournament for both teams. It's going to be an absolute great matchup.
Yeah, and it's going to be at Mandalay Bay. It's the second part of a doubleheader, and from what I understand, Ernie, the first part, the Creighton Arizona State, you got TV on and still working on the second part, so people need to get out there.
Yes, that is correct. We're working on the second part yet. We will have a live stream minimum on sportsnetworkllc.com, the same place you can buy your tickets to the game. But yeah, we're working on that part as we speak.
As far as when it came down to it, were there any hurdles on this, or was this one when I don't know if you approached them, they approached you, but when they got together and said, "Hey, we're looking for a game," was there any pushback on this, or was this relatively easy to put together?
It was actually relatively easy to put together because both coaches, again, wanted great, as you spoke just a little bit ago, the net rankings. It's a great game for both teams. It's a really good game, and at this point, you didn't have too many options, and it worked out absolutely perfect for everybody involved.
Anyway, we hear coaches talk so much about the challenges of scheduling these days and how these non-conference tournaments, well, they've really taken over. It's a big-time opportunity. How did you get involved in this, and what you do, how much does it help teams and coaches trying to put together those non-conference games?
I've been involved in basketball my whole life. So, a real good friend of mine used to coach the Lobos, Ryan Miller, and he's with Creighton now. So my family's been in basketball my entire life. So we just really enjoy it. And Jack Jones, God rest his soul, passed away a few years ago, but he's been a big supporter of ours, and we've named this event after him, and we're just working hard to try to make this thing a success.
All right, how do people go? I know it's kind of late, but I'll tell you this: Lobo fans always looking for a reason to go to Vegas and to watch their undefeated team, who's 7-0 now. They have Western tonight, UTSA on Saturday before heading out there. How do they get tickets, and where's all the info if they want to go?
Yeah, sportsnetworkllc.com, sportsnetworkllc.com, or AXS.com. Either place they can go get tickets, and we'd love to see a full house with the Lobos there. I remember back in the Coach Alford days. I mean, your guys' tradition is like nobody else's. So we're just excited to have the Lobos involved.
Yeah, and Ernie, they're 7-0 for the first time in 10 years since Steve Alford was the head coach. There's a good buzz around this team right now, and it's something. And there may not be TV on this, right? So the only way to watch it might be to get out there. Correct?
Yeah, more than likely there won't be TV on it. Correct.
All right.
So we're currently again. You know how this is in this business. We got less than a week to put this together. So
now, JJ and I'll come out and do the game for you if you need people to do it. So if you need a couple, I mean, we're not rookies at this. So if you need somebody, let us know.
Come on out, man. Wear that Lobos jersey and let's turn it up a little bit.
All right. It's sportsnetworkllc.com if you're interested in getting out there and doing an impromptu little trip to go see Lobos and USF at the Mandalay Bay. Ernie, appreciate the time. Good luck with this. You got a really nice a whole weekend of hoops set up over there, but a really nice set of teams. And I know you put a lot of work on this. Have fun with it. Good luck with it, and I appreciate you spending some time with us.
And I appreciate you guys, and know this, one ticket gets you into both games. So you'll be able to watch Arizona State and Creighton and Lobos in San Francisco. So I appreciate you guys.
All right. Be well, Ernie. We'll talk to you soon. Ernie,
take care.
Ernie Kuiper with the Jack Jones Hoop Fest. And Creighton is one of those teams. And I watched them in the Maui. Was it the Maui? I watched them. They all kind of blended together a couple weeks
Creighton's
ago.
Really good.
Creighton's 32 in the net rankings right now, and they are one of those teams where when March comes around, it's 32 versus 35 of that Creighton Arizona State game. So that's a really, really good matchup. But these things, man, look, it's just like we're talking with Jerry about bowl games and how many moving parts there are. I mean, everybody's trying to figure something out. I'm glad they were able to get that done. So, all right, you want to circle back to the New Mexico State thing a little bit and finish up on that, because I know there's a lot of emotion with that, and I've got all kinds of correspondence on it already. Gosh, a bunch already this morning. Going back to what that caller said. Mike Peake has been suspended from the team. He's still in school. He said he's got to be expelled from school, essentially. And Greg Heyer, one of the few comments Greg Heyer's made about this, the head coach at New Mexico State, is the young man, he's part of our family. We're not going to abandon him right now. I'm going to tell you, there's a part of me that respects that, and you don't have to agree with that, and that's cool. I mean, you can tell me he screwed up, he's got to go, and I'll listen to that. I don't know Mike Peake, nor do I know his background. I've heard a little bit about it. If you abandon that young man right now, I'm not sure where he goes. Okay, now you could tell me that's not my problem. He let his team down. He put his team and a lot of people in this situation. He needs to pay the price. Okay. And maybe that's right. Greg's saying, look, we're not abandoning that young man. He also said, I guess, to the police that he didn't know Mike Peake very well. He'd only known him seven months or something.
Yeah. Which
is okay. I mean, I don't know how well he knows any of these guys then, because none of them have been around more than 7 months. And Greg's been around about 7 months, right? So there's a lot of stuff that you look at it and say whatever, but in that regard, he can't play back. First of all, he's got 3 surgeries on his leg. It's easy to suspend a guy who can't play for you anyway, right? What about the guys who were there? To your point, JJ, these were probably dudes who got a call in the middle of the night. Hey, man, I'm in trouble. Come help me out. And what do you do? What do you do when you get a call at 3:30 in the morning and your buddy says, dude, I'm in trouble. Can you come help me? You run. You don't ask questions, right? When it's one of your good buddies, one of your teammates, one of your brothers, you go and you help them in whatever the situation. And look, bad decisions. And please understand, this is not me justifying anything. But I always try to put myself in the position.
Yeah, because the consequences are coming. But his teammates showed up like, oh my gosh, what the bleep just happened?
Let's help our buddy out.
Let's help him out.
What do we do? He just got shot.
Bad decision followed by bad decision.
Right. And they tend to multiply, right?
Yeah. All stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are getting in trouble in this. And you do understand it from New Mexico State side. Like should they have at least addressed it earlier from a PR standpoint that weekend? Yes. Yeah. But now there's nothing they can say. Like, that doesn't make me mad. I don't flip out like a lot of people do on social media. How can you sit there and say no comment? Well, you can't, man. You're in the middle of an investigation. There's a lot of people that are in trouble. What are you supposed to say? Now, when it comes to Mike Peake, suspended from the team, probably suspended from school, and you could add at the end, pending the outcome.
Well, there will be a charge. There will be a charge, whether it's a firearm charge on campus.
Same thing for the UNM students that were involved. The people were talking about. Yeah, these suspended from school pending the outcome of this case. Right. If you want to put that qualifier on it, we know Mike Peake's not playing, but also if you're like, what in the moment discipline do you do now that you know and it's out there that these 3 players, Muhammad, Avery, and Roy, were there,
who are really key players in the rotation.
Yeah, that it's not alleged. Like, there's video. They helped out Mike Peake. They took the weapon back to the hotel. That's out there. Do you sit them, or do you just let them play and say, hey, there's a case going on, and once it's all said and done,
schedule's getting tough. You're going to Santa Clara, then you're going back to Pittsburgh, then you're coming back to the Bay Area. I mean, look. Last night this is what they should have sat him versus Simon Fraser, right? And we sat him all for a game. I mean, how many times Steve Alford used to do that, right? He would suspend a guy for the Simon Fraser game, the Western New Mexico game. Yep, we disciplined him. And he's back for the game against Santa Clara, right? I mean, everybody's done it. Now, you all would have called BS on it, and you'd have been right. But that would have been something. I don't. It's pending litigation, pending charges. But what came out yesterday in the reading of the police report, there's a whole lot there where you're just going, wow. And I'm with you on bad decisions, and I think myself through it, man. I saw Darren White on there, and Darren's a friend. And it's easy for Darren to say, you tell kids to go down there and get their butt down there and talk to the cops. And, in that situation, you're protecting your kids, right? You're trying to take care of your kids. You're responsible for these players. And you're trying, to take care of your kids. You're probably calling your athletic director who's in Missouri with football, who's going, what the hell's going on there now? What happened? And do they need attorneys? All right, let's get on the bus and get the hell out of here. I mean, bad decision after bad decision. You kind of understand how they were made. You're going to go to the phone, got an attorney on the line who I'm sure has a lot of thoughts about this. We'll do that when we get back. 505-246-0610. Kalani Sitake, BYU's head coach, is going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Looking forward to catching up with him. If you're in hell, you don't have to be in business. You know, computers, network, remote access are vital to everything you do, right? Especially in business. And now there's hackers out there which threaten everything about what you do. ABQ IT is here to provide state-of-the-art cybersecurity, and more business owners realize they need to do that to protect their data. ABQ IT created a business model that gives you peace of mind. You'll know your system's secure. They watch for activity that's malicious. They protect your operation, keep it working efficiently. Best of all, they do it at one predictable cost. So do you currently get several bills, one from the internet provider, one from cybersecurity company, and another when you buy new equipment? With ABQ IT, there's no hourly rate, no labor billing, no hidden fees, no out-of-scope charges. Your rate will be predictable every month and will not change. Get a free assessment. ABQ IT. Don't worry about your computer problems again. It's abq-it.com. abq-it.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets. Because we...
All right, Kalani Sitake, the BYU coach at 9. Hope you enjoyed Jerry Kill this morning. If you did not hear any of that or want to hear it again or want to turn some of your buddies on to some of the stuff you heard, JJ, where can people find some of the stuff that we do, some of the conversations that we have like Jerry Kill?
You can search The Opening Drive wherever you look for your podcast or listen to podcasts. If you follow the main pages of the Sports Animal, like the station Facebook page or station Twitter account, the hours of the show are posted throughout the day in case you missed them.
So the whole hours.
Like the whole hours.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the standalone stuff we will post separately too.
All right. So the content's there. Go to our Facebook page, the OD and the AM. Go to sportsanimalabq.com and click on our page. And or wherever you get a podcast, what is it? The OD and the AM?
Search for The Opening Drive.
The Opening Drive. And it's all there. We're talking about the New Mexico State basketball situation. Mike Peake has been suspended. Rudy, I know you want to talk about it. Good morning.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of fallout. Anybody who touched the gun or had anything to do with the gun, anybody who wrapped it in a towel, that's all tampering with evidence. So each one of those people can be charged with a separate crime of tampering with evidence. And, there was a caller earlier that said, what do you do? Well, what you do is you call the police. The players don't have to make a statement, but they do have to be identified and they do have to be made available as part of the investigation. And, now you see that Peake has hired an attorney.
Rudy's gone.
Criminal charges. I don't even know if you end up charging higher. If Greg Heyer knew and assisted in the secreting or moving the weapon, and you can have Adolph Sutton come on. Adolph was a prosecutor, and he'll tell you those are all crimes. So I wondered why there wasn't as much transparency as there should have been. Now we're realizing why. The players that assisted Peake, they should have all been suspended already. And it's a really bad look for New Mexico State. That said, yeah, you don't have a manual saying what happens when one of your players involved in a campus shooting on the opponent's campus.
Let me ask you this.
Really not a playbook for that.
I don't know who made the decision to let's get on the bus and get out of here. Is that person culpable? Is there any? And I literally asked this because I don't know. Is there any sort of potential charge with just the bus leaving? Is that a tampering with evidence charge?
Absolutely. Whoever said let's get on the bus and go, that's the gun's on the bus is what the police.
Well, I thought the gun wasn't the gun recovered back at the hotel?
Yes.
The gun was recovered at the hotel with an assistant coach, according to the police report.
Don't know where that, and then you've got this tablet issue.
Yeah. That was,
so
I guess, the tablet and the phone.
that.
The tablet and the phone were on the bus with one coach. Is that JJ correct? And then the gun was recovered at the hotel back in Albuquerque with another coach.
Yeah, that's tampering with evidence. So, all those people can face charges, and we'll just see how aggressive the district attorney is. But any client I've ever had that was involved in a situation like this, they all got charged.
Who's the DA now? I mean, Raul's taken over Attorney General. Who's the DA now? Do we have one?
Well, he's still the district attorney until January 1st.
Yeah. It's
in his lap, It's just a horrible, rotten situation for everybody, and it just goes to show where one person's decision can really impact thousands of other people now.
Yeah.
It's really trickled down. I hope there's a path forward. Everybody goes, well, you don't like New Mexico State. That has nothing to do with this. My rivalry with New Mexico State has nothing to do with justice.
Got it. No, I appreciate the perspective. Thank you, Rudy. All right. So does that help you at all? Because I was just thinking, I mean, I'm not looking. I don't wish ill on anybody. I mean, look, I tell you this all the time. I try to put myself in that position. What would I have done? Well, Jeff, you would have answered questions. Yeah, but I'd like to think that. And I'm thinking, my obligation also is to protect these student athletes. If I'm the head coach, right? and think of me what you will. I that's fine. I don't know how it would have reacted. I want to make sure I'm responsible for these kids, but I've got to do the right thing legally, protect the university, what's your obligation first to the student athletes, to the university, to the law? And I know everybody's got their answer. What would you have done? You're woken up middle of the night. Hey, there's a kid. You got out. They're shooting. You got the whole thing. All right, we called off the game. All right, well, then let's get the hell out of here. That's probably not the answer. Now, did the cop, were there police that said, hey, we need to talk to you, and then you left? Or did you just say, well, if the game's canceled, let's go. Why do we need to be here anymore?
Yeah, and in the story, too, it says there was an officer that watched them get on the bus and leave. So they didn't try to stop them at that point.
So did the officer ask any questions or suggest they stay?
That's unclear.
I mean, should they have sat around and wait for something? If the game was canceled, let's go.
There's the consequences are coming. I think if you're Greg Heier in that moment, I don't think it's crazy that he was like, yeah, I'm not letting anyone talk to my players. We're going to see if we need an attorney, like things like that present.
Well, I'm sure he's worried about what do I do legally, from the university standpoint, right?
Yes. And then it's just, all these decisions are compounding because they tried to skate by on this. Like, we handle this internally, got right back to basketball, and then you realize that the more players involved, because initially they said, oh, yeah, there were more players that left the hotel, but they weren't involved in this.
So when did they leave? And that's one thing I'm unclear of, because I think initially we heard that there were other players who went with Mike initially and then left. And now the way I'm understanding it is they came to get him. That part, I guess I don't understand. Right? I guess it doesn't matter, right? Does it? Or does it to you? I mean, if these guys just came to bail everybody out.
Yeah, because if you look at the initial statement, they're like, oh, the other players were out, but they weren't involved.
Well, let me ask you this.
And then you learn that they were, but that goes back to just no one's going to want to implicate their own players.
Do you look at it differently if these guys went out with him initially? They all snuck out initially. I mean, obviously, they all snuck out at some point. But if they went out initially and then left him when they saw there was him and this girl and whatever, or do you look at it differently if they were back at the hotel and got the call, dude's in trouble, hey, I'm shot or whatever, I need your help, come get me, and three of those dudes go and help their guy.
Because they go help their guy. It doesn't take away the consequences.
No, I agree. I agree with you. Legally, I understand the consequence. Yeah. I understand the predicament. I just... perception-wise, we preach family, teammates. You don't leave your guy behind. You go always get your brother, all that stuff that you preach.
And that's an unfortunate situation that Mike Pete just put his teammates in because he knows that they're going to come help him.
No doubt.
And you're going to go help your teammate.
No doubt.
No one is blaming those players for that. But there's consequences for your action. And now you're sitting there looking at those three guys that are still playing. And if you're New Mexico State, it's a weird feeling right now. Yeah. Do you sit those guys? Because it's like that is out there. They've identified those guys as the three. They're still playing. One of them is a starter. What do you do with those guys?
Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610. We can get into the Heisman stuff. You got 4 finalists going to New York for the Heisman Trophy in college football. Quarterbacks, high-profile quarterbacks. We can get into all that if you would like. 505-246-0610. And, we got the gamut. We got Tommy leading another comeback last night. Baker Mayfield's out there. We haven't even got into the bonkers monopoly money they're throwing around in baseball free agency yet for crazy contracts. And you got a lot of opinions on that. So we'll hit all of that with Kalani Sitake coming up at 9 o'clock. We're going to give away $25 to All In Autographs coming up here in a few minutes at 8:40-ish. And then after we talk with Kalani Sitake at 9, so about 9:10, we'll give away 2 tickets to the New Mexico Bowl, which is played on ABC in primetime on the 17th of December, coming up in about 11 days. Who watches your home? And hopefully it's the good guys. The bad guys are out there, and they're watching a lot of homes. They're watching a lot of businesses. I've trusted IPS to watch my home for a lot of years because they keep the bad guys away. Highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols. Talk to Aaron and his people and see what they can do for you because property crime is on the rise. Officer shortage continues to be an issue, and the demand for IPS continues to increase. I know you see their vehicles all around town. They are protecting properties, businesses, families, homes all over our city. I called them years ago. I suggest you do as well. It gives my family peace of mind, and I think it'll do the same for you. Committed to our city and to your protection, call IPS at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
M610, the sports animal.
All right, so we're talking about a lot of different things, and it looks like you want to go different ways. So we'll open it up a little bit. Heisman finalists are set. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. A. Marie is taking your calls on the radio side, and producing for you on the TV side is Adrian. Heisman finalist, C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams, Stetson Bennett, Max Duggan from Ohio State, USC, Georgia and TCU, respectively. They're going to New York this weekend. I know Derek wants to talk about that. Hello, Derek.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys
Good.
today?
What's happening?
Good. Yeah, so as you're just mentioning, the Heisman finalists came out, all 4 quarterbacks. So I kind of looked, and since 2000, since the turn of the century, 18 of the winners have been quarterbacks. And if you want to get real technical, one of the non-quarterbacks was Reggie Bush, who's, of course, was vacated. So I'm just kind of wondering, has the Heisman Trophy lost a little bit of its luster? Is it becoming more of a glorified Davey O'Brien award? And then when you look at, you know, every year after the winners announced, they break down the voting, and there's always a big regional bias. You know, people down in the SEC country will vote for the Georgia guy. The people in the Midwest will vote for the Ohio State guy, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just wondering, should the Heisman Trophy maybe go to more of a committee and scrap the voting? Maybe then we can actually, you know, maybe get a linebacker or an offensive tackle or something like that, and break away from, you know, just, you know, the best quarterback on one of the best teams. It seems to just not carry the same hurrah maybe as it once did. So I don't know, just a thought. Anyway, guys, Jeff, good luck here over the next week and a half or so with the bowl game, and go Navy, beat Army.
See you. Do you think it should go to a committee?
No, but I think that they could look at establishing a different framework and maybe send out lists of players at every position, because Heisman Trophy, MVP, it has lost its way because they're all quarterback awards.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just look at quarterback stats, Because it's you can't just sit there and pull up, oh, what did this left tackle do? There's not a lot of easy left tackle stats to find. I am a Heisman voter.
Ooh. When's your ballot to?
It was due Monday, so yesterday. This one was quarterback. I was looking at the running back from Michigan. I was looking at the running back from Texas. And, yeah, I got swayed by the quarterbacks. But what I think the Heisman Committee should do, and I know they want to influence voters by putting out lists, but I think that would be a good step going, hey, here are some guys that are excelling at wide receiver, at running back, top offensive lineman in the country, top defensive lineman, top linebackers, top secondary players. And I think that would be good to start opening everyone's eyes to this, because this is just like we see MVP awards in the NFL. Everything is geared towards the quarterback. And, yeah, the Heisman Trophy has lost some of its luster. I agree with that.
I think that's fair. I think it's probably fair. Bruin James, you probably think so, since it's an SC guy that's up for Heisman Trophy. What's up?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I was gonna call you and talk to you about something else, but he started talking about the Heisman, so now I'm gonna get back on track. I want to congratulate the University of Colorado for knocking it out of the park.
No doubt.
Great hire. Why? Because you got to bring kids to the semi-Midwest, whatever. I don't know how the Rocky Mountains or whatever. And now you can with Deion Sanders. You know what? New Mexico should have hired him and just paid him in beer or something or whatever. That would have been awesome. Because it's all about recruiting now, So I'd like to say congratulations to them. They did knock it out of the park. And how many of the quarterbacks are from the state of California that are the Heisman?
I don't know. You probably know the answer. What is it? Are they all?
Isn't it 3 of them?
Probably. I mean, I don't know where they're all from, to be honest. I know where they go to school. I don't know where they're all from.
Oh, well, anyway, that's all I wanted to say, guys. Have a good one.
Later. All right. The Heisman Trophy is still the Heisman Trophy. With all due respect, it's still the Heisman Trophy. It's still
it still matters. But I do think that it has, and as someone that votes, and I've fallen into that trap as well, become too quarterback focused.
Who's the best player in college football?
And because
that's what you voted on, right? The best player in college football. Who's the best player overall?
It's also too where
Rashee Rice is as good a player as there is in college football. I'm going to vote for. Can I vote for Rashee Rice?
You could have put him on your ballot.
He's the wide receiver from SMU,
and I think that's because we are so hyper focused on quarterbacks. And it's a challenge too, because there's a lot of impactful players. Like, could there be a deserving offensive tackle, a deserving defensive? It's just an absolute a monster. Like the defensive tackle from Georgia probably should have got more consideration, but we're not looking at total touchdowns, highlight plays,
right?
And it's not just necessarily a regional bias too, but it's just I'm not sitting there breaking down film of the Georgia defensive line all week long.
Not enough money to, not enough bling in New Mexico to bring in Neon Deion, says the text line. All right, I got a bunch of stuff here that I want to read to you. You want to give something away first?
Yes, let's do
Here
it.
we go. Coming up at 9:00. Kalani Sitake is going to be with us, the head coach at BYU. Then we'll give away 2 New Mexico Bowl tickets after that. Right now, you got an opportunity to win $25 at All In Autographs for the holiday season. That's good stuff right now. 505-246-0610. What color you want?
8.
Caller 8 right now. 505-246-0610. You'll win those tickets courtesy of your good friend A. Marie at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Audible. This holiday, check out
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons.
It's animal.
All right, so you got a lot of correspondence coming in on the text line and in email. 505-246-0610. That's the 377 Brewery hotline. It's also the text line. The email's Jeff or JJ at sportsanimaleabq.com. This one says, Jeff, excited for the matchup. Can't wait to boo BYU again in person. Thank you, Ronnie. This one is on NMSU basketball. It says, 3 players and the NMSU coaches are part of the cover-up. By rounding up the kids and hightailing it back to Cruces, they made the entire team accomplices. The entire program needs to go dark this year. Plus, the coach needs, in capital letters, to be fired. They are a teaching/learning institution. What did they teach these student athletes, and what did those student athletes learn? So they need to go dark? I'm not sure I think they need to go dark. I'm not there. Are you? That they need to shut down the season?
Not yet.
So you might get there. Okay.
More comes out if the coach told him to do one thing, was participating in it other than just like, oh, we got to get home because this is a mess, more things could come out. And then if you're in New Mexico State, what you're doing is saying, hey, there's no one is charged with anything yet. So we're not going to suspend anyone. We dealt with this internally, and this is why everyone's playing and coaching.
Interesting. All right. Mud says, I think the team should stop all games due to the investigation. I think their opponents should block all games just like UNM had to, or kick the players and coaches involved in the investigation, including the head coach. So 2 dudes or two, I don't know if you're both dudes. I'm certain Mud is, saying, shut them down. Tell you what, you shut down that program. I don't know how. I mean, it's going to take years to come back. Now you're saying, Jeff, it's just a damn basketball program, and we're talking about a murder. Not a murder. Not a murder. We're talking about a shooting with somebody dead. I don't think that they need to shut down the program. Now, if you want to tell me all the players who were involved, everybody who left the hotel, they need to be suspended, I guess I can listen to that. I'm not sure I'm there yet, but I can listen to that. Now, it's easy to suspend Mike Peake, who's had 3 surgeries on his leg and has been shot and can't play. It's easy to say, well, we suspended him. He's not playing. Okay. Right? But where do you want to take this, and where does it go? Mike wants to know, you'll love this one. It says, I have a different take, Jeff Alou. Why were the state of New Mexico taxpayers paying for NMSU to spend the night at the Doubletree? It wasn't an 8 a.m. kickoff. Post time wasn't until 5 the next night. Why can't the Aggies make the short bus ride up I-25 the day of the game? You want that?
Every team in the country travels the day before. It's part of college athletics.
Division
One athletics travels prior to games.
Because there's so much that can go wrong with travel, weather, cancellations. Oh, it's a bus ride, flat tires, mechanical, whatever. And the student athletes at the Division I level, there's enough money, and I know you feel like you paid for it, Mike. I'm going to guess that they raise enough money in their travel budget, however they do it. But if you want to say, no, my money went in that bucket, I didn't want them staying at the Doubletree. That's how Division I athletics work. You go in the night before. They get a good night's sleep. Theoretically, they get to bed at a decent time. Theoretically, right? We all getting an Amber Alert right now?
Yes.
But that one's interesting. All right. It's going to be, I get it. It's going to be cold. Lobo Hobo says, furious NMSU fans. Says, I was talking to disbelieving New Mexico State fans yesterday. The consensus was the campus shooting incident with Pistol Peak kept them out of your game and got them vanquished across the country. BYU versus NMSU would have set a New Mexico Bowl attendance record. Okay. I guess, Lobo Hobo, I don't know how to explain it anymore to you or to any, as you say, furious NMSU fans. They got in a game, a good game for them. It's in a good window. It's the only game on TV that day. It's in an NFL stadium, and there's a whole lot more going on than just you wanted that matchup. I don't know. Jerry Kill explain. Go to listen to the podcast, please. And listen to what Jerry Kill had to say. I don't know how to explain it anymore. Do you?
It's not a vendetta against Mexico State.
Thank you. That's a good way to do it too.
There's people that just will never understand that, never agree to that, because they just see, well, yeah, he's getting sent to Detroit. Of course, the world's against us.
Yeah. All right. The transfer portal blew up yesterday. Did you see like 1 million people? I know not 1 million. I think 700 student athletes entered the football transfer portal yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Lobo wide receiver Jordan Porter, the transfer from Arizona State, was one of them. Carl says, goodbye and good luck, Horseman Porter. I don't know what happened during that NMSU game where he was suspended, but we never saw the same wide receiver again. I knew something was up and Lobo football was in trouble at CSU when he wasn't even in the build. Guy's transfer, man. Didn't he play in the New Mexico State game? It was the Wyoming game he was suspended, right? It was after Vegas.
Which is what you have to do when players break curfew and leave the hotel.
I mean, it's what some places do. All right, when we come back, Kalani Sitake is going to be with us, the BYU head football coach. They finished strong, boys and girls. They're on a roll. Looking forward to talking to him. They're going to be in town here in 11 days. Well, they'll be here before 11 days. But the game's in 11 days. Take on SMU in the New Mexico Bowl. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck. Don't sweat the technique.
All right, so 17th annual, and it'll be played in primetime, the New Mexico Bowl coming up on the 11th. We were efforting Kalani Sitake, the BYU coach, yesterday. Had a good conversation with Rhett Lashley. Were you on the Zoom press conferences yesterday? The amount of media. So some years it always interests me how many people travel. In some years you get a school that maybe is a secondary school in that market, right? Obviously BYU is not secondary to anything in their market. And SMU is pretty primary in regards to college football in Dallas. The amount of media that are coming to the game, and we're on the press conferences yesterday, but really good stuff. And they all discussed, portal and recruiting. It's an interesting time. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck, because of the early signing period. And this came up, JJ, probably, 5-6 years ago, this signing period that the coaches, whilst preparing for bowl games. Jerry Kill talked about it this morning for New Mexico State. He said, I'm on the road in 3 hours. Not only are they preparing for bowl games, they're out because there's a signing period next week. And makes things different.
It's a busy time of year. Portal's open. Players making their decisions. It's not just teams that are not playing. It's teams that are playing bowl games. Coaches making decisions to leave programs. It's a time of year where there's a ton of excitement and you should be feeling like there's a big reward, but there's also so much going on. So much going on.
It's really interesting.
It's not easy.
No, nothing's easy right now. And they're feeling it. And so if we catch up with Kalani, I hope we do. We'll talk to him a little bit about that. But his team's playing well. They've won Their last 3 games, they beat Power 5 programs in Baylor and in Stanford.
That Boise State game was key. They're sitting there looking at a 4-game losing streak before that.
Right, and they turned that thing around against Boise State, a team that played for the Mountain West Conference Championship. Do you know that it's crazy? I was just telling you this. I know you know this. Amory, it's crazy how sports happens all the time, right? We always talk about the poetry, the irony of sports, and there's always these stories. BYU played in the New Mexico Bowl back in 2010. It was our 5th annual, and they beat UTEP. Basically, the New Mexico Bowl bookends their independence. That was their last game as a member of the Mountain West. This will be their last game as an independent. Doesn't mean anything other than
that's
just irony.
Come on, that's fun facts.
Kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it is just weird.
But next year, this is now a power conference team. They are a Big 12 team that's coming in here, and they've been recruiting like it, and they've got I think they got a budget like it, and they've had their own TV deal with ESPN and ABC like it, and so it's something. But he's done a hell of a job there in his 7 years as head coach at BYU. All right, other stuff. And while we attempt to get there, if you want to get in on the game last night, please do. Tommy marching down the field at the end of the game. They looked so pedestrian all day. Did Tampa Bay? Didn't they? I mean,
they're a bad offense, which is just mind-boggling
because they can't run the ball.
They can't even push the football downfield. I get it. The offensive line has some injuries. You just lost Tristan Wirfs last week. You're starting a left tackle, but you're like Brady, Godwin, Evans, 2 solid running backs emerging, and you can't do anything. Like Brady, his throws downfield are off, throwing in the coverage. It's not seeing things underneath. It's not been a good year for Tommy.
So what are you saying? I mean,
he is struggling, and it's not just the offensive line.
I think that's right.
And it was a outright collapse by the Saints.
They ran the ball
70-30. 70% collapse, 30% comeback.
They ran the ball for just 76 yards. Tommy threw the ball 54 times for 281 yards, 2 touchdowns in the interception, and the big touchdown at the end of the game. He basically threw 2 touchdowns in that last minute. One to Chris Godwin that was called back because of holding. Did you see him in the post game? He says, I got rid of the ball within about a second and a half. How is there even time to have holding? I'm looking around there. There isn't time to have holding there. Is there? Well, that kind of was. And it was probably the right call. But he still does that. And that's why you look at it and say they're going to get in the playoffs as a marginal team. And you're going to tell me that they may be the 4th, 5th, 6th best team in the NFC. They'll be the 4th seed. And they're going to get the top-seeded wild card team, which is going to be Dallas. Are you nervous if you're a Dallas fan and you know your team is better and you got to go on the road and play Tampa Bay and your quarterback's Dak Prescott and theirs is Tom Brady? There's got to be a little bit of angst in you, doesn't there?
It cannot be a 1-score game late.
He will beat you.
Something like that could happen.
Now, they get pressure
You
on
have
the
to put them away early.
Score 59 like you did against the team-in-law over there?
And I don't think Dallas, if they're in a situation where they're up 16-3, is blowing that lead in the final 6 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that we're looking at a different situation if they get there, but we'll get there here in a few weeks because we got 5 weeks left in the regular season. All right, we're coming up on just 11 days away. 17th annual New Mexico Bowl. BYU's coming in on a 3-game winning streak. SMU has won 4 of their last 5. SMU 7-5, the 11th ranked offense in America. BYU with another high-powered offense, ranked 32nd in the country, piling up 440 yards per game, almost 32 points per game. 6th bowl game in the 7-year tenure of head coach Kalani Sitake. BYU's head coach Kalani Sitake joins us on the opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Kalani, good morning. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Excellent. Really appreciate you spending some time with us. Congratulations on ending the season strong and looking forward to having you here in Albuquerque. How are the kids when they found out where they're going?
Oh, they're really excited, and we're excited to be there in Albuquerque and be in front of. I think we have some fans in that area too, and then we usually travel pretty well. So, looking forward to putting on one more show for our fans and enjoying the festivities out there in New Mexico.
Ending the season strong was a big deal. You beat Baylor early in the season and then end up winning another Power 5 team, and I know you consider yourselves Power 5 now. I mean, you're going to the Big 12. This will be your last game as an independent. It was important to finish the season strong for your club, wasn't it?
It was. We had some adversity in the middle of the season and went through a little bit of a slump and a losing streak there. And, you find out a lot about yourself and your program when you're going through some adversity. And I can tell you that there's a lot of growth that was made during that time. For me, it exposed quite a bit on things that we need to improve on before we get to the next level, and especially before we get to the next year. And so we've made up some adjustments. We've challenged some players. Guys have stepped up, and from what I'm seeing, it's been really, really positive for us. And we're able to just switch things around and generate some momentum. And we're using that momentum into the bowl practices and getting ready for this game. And excited about our matchup with SMU. I mean, it's such a dynamic team, and Brett Lashley is a really good coach. You can see the way they coach their guys, how much they love football. And it's going to be an honor for us to be on the field with them and to have this experience.
BYU head coach Kalani Sitake is with us on the opening drive.
And Kalani, you talk about adversity and responding, and you guys turned it around in what is a tough place to play at Boise State. You look at what you were able to do in that game. Jaron Hall throws a touchdown pass under 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. How tough of a game was that? But that also sparked you on this finish. So that moment, what did that mean to this year's team?
Well, I mean, for the win, I mean, if you're looking at the end result, the win was what a lot of people focus on. But I saw a lot of progress and improvement made even in the losses that we had. We had a close game against East Carolina, and things didn't go our way, especially they kicked the field at the end of the game to win at our home, and that was tough. But I saw a lot of improvement. We've had some string of injuries, and some young guys have to step up, and some guys that haven't been as experienced on the field, and they grew up a lot during the adversity during some of those games, and then I saw guys emerge and start to feel more comfortable in their role, and then the end result is that we got the win, and that's always confirming that the guys worked hard. But I wanted to make sure to praise our guys, the things the improvement that they've made. I think sometimes when you lose, it's so negative, and there's not a lot of praise going after the guys that actually work hard and make things happen. And I thought it was important that we highlight the guys that are improving, but also fix the mistakes that have happened. And when you do that, I think you progress and you eventually find ways to win games. And that was the result in the Boise game, that the guys kept believing in themselves. They kept believing in the progress that they've been making little by little. And now we've generated some momentum, and it felt good to get end the season, the regular season, with a win at Stanford. And now we're excited for this matchup with SMU. So we got to keep progressing because we have a long ways to go. But and we're taking advantage of the time to get better and using these extra practices to even develop our young players.
Kalani, you mentioned you want to focus on the positive too, even when things aren't going your way. As player development is key. You got young men you're trying to grow on and off the field. Has that always been a part of your character as a coach, or is that something that you learned along the way?
Well, that's something that I was able to I played under Lavelle Edwards, and if anyone knows Coach Edwards, a legend, right? And he's about positivity, and one of the most positive people I've ever been around. And to have him as a mentor and my head coach and an example to me was something special. And I really enjoyed playing for him my time here at BYU, and thought if I could do that. I mean, I can't be exactly like Lavelle because he's a different style, but he encouraged me to be myself and to utilize my personality and just be as genuine as I can, but to also be as positive as I can. And I choose to do that. I think it's a better way to live life. There's enough negativity around us. I want to keep focusing on the positive. Obviously, I want to fix the negatives and improve, but we're human. That happens, and I think you can overcome a lot of the mistakes and mishaps in football and in life if you just keep a positive outlook and you keep plugging away. I think that's the key, and I learned a lot of that from Lavelle Edwards.
More and more people need to hear that message and live by it. He's Kalani Sitake, the head coach at BYU. You're facing an offense. Rhett brings in an offense. He's got a guy who was the leading receiver in America until kid from Purdue got him by 6 yards last week in the Big Ten championship game. But a team that scored 77 points in one game against Houston, an offense that obviously is purring for SMU, and you've made some staff changes and some changes on the defensive side. I know you've started to look at them. What do you see, and how do you attack that?
Yeah, it's just difficult. So you look at the explosiveness and the amount of the ability for them to put up points. And you look at that Houston game, and I had to do a double take because it looked like a basketball score, you know. And but that's how explosive they are as a team. And I think it starts with their quarterback. I think Mordecai is a special player. He knows where to go with the ball, and that says something about the coaching that he's receiving from his coaching staff, from Coach Lashley and the rest of them. And it's really, if you look at the entire team, they're well coached, and they love football. And I think we love football too, and we want to get out there and match up with them. And it's encouraging when you're watching the film that you know that you're going to get a very explosive team in all three phases that you have to be prepared for. I like that feeling that our players have as far as like, okay, you know, it raises the eyebrows when you see the things that they're able to do. Yeah. And then they're not just a passing threat. They're able to spread the ball around even in the run game. And even the quarterback's a running threat. So, and then we're just talking about one phase. We're not even talking about their defense or their special teams. Right. A very talented team, and it's going to be a lot of fun for us.
Kalani, what has it meant for BYU? Somebody pointed out something I didn't even know. The last time BYU was at the New Mexico Bowl was their final game in the Mountain West Conference, going as an independent. Now this will be your final game as an independent, so we kind of bookend your independence around the New Mexico Bowl. But now you're going Big 12. What has it done to the program, to the fan base, for you as far as recruiting? What does it mean? Because it was a big deal for BYU to go independent. And it said a lot about what your program could be and could do, and now making this step. Just talk about that process and what it's meant.
Well, I mean, I think there's excitement with the fans, and obviously, and even in recruiting. But my goal is to focus on what we do now, you know. And there's going to be players on our team that are going to play in this bowl game that are not going to be part of the Big 12, but they can be proud of the things that they've accomplished in the last 4 to 5 years to get us in that position. And so I want to focus on giving them the best experience possible. I mean, it's unique being independent. I didn't experience this when I played. I played in the WAC and in the Mountain West, and I'm familiar with that stadium and being in Albuquerque because we played there. And it was always a tough game against New Mexico. And you get that when you're part of a conference, you get to see the common foes and opponents, and you get used to being at away games and then seeing the colors and the names. And we kind of missed that in independence. I think the only ones that were pretty much our rivals were the ones that we played annually, and that was Utah State, and Boise. And so now we're going into something that's different that the fans haven't had for over a decade, and there's a lot of excitement for it. And I know there's a lot of positivity that comes with being in the conference, but that's for the future. For me, I'm focused right now on the young men that aren't going to be playing in that conference and trying to give them as much attention as possible. I know one thing, it's going to be hard to say goodbye to our guys that are moving on from the college football ranks, right? And I think that if I can give them as much energy and effort and put my focus on them, I think that's what got us where we are right now. And so we got to keep doing the small, simple things, and that's focus on the day-to-day.
He's BYU head coach Kalani Sitake. It's BYU SMU in the New Mexico Bowl. It'll be prime time on ABC, 5:30 kickoff on Saturday, December 17th. Lastly, Kalani, you mentioned briefly your time at BYU, and you did play here. What are your memories of Albuquerque, the stadium? Because you're going to bring your guys in. Probably a lot of them have never been here. I know you've got a quite a large fan base here. There's a following that loves you, probably a following that can't wait to, I just got an email that said I can't wait to boo them in person again. So what are your memories about this place, and are you looking forward to coming back?
I have a lot of great memories. You know, I played at BYU, and then I coached at Utah for 10 years, so very familiar with New Mexico, passionate fans, and I always had a lot of fun being down there. I love the fans, and I like interacting and seeing the fans, and you know, I just remember back in the day the Got Syrup shirts. Let me see. Yeah. I remember just good food all the time in the Albuquerque area. Just passionate fans, and there's always some fans that were kind of consistent that you'd always recognize. And I can't remember the names, but I remember like some bald guy that was always in a certain spot that was howling at us, and I thought that was. That's pretty cool. This guy's consistent, and the fan base would be consistent, and I'm looking forward to the game. I know that we don't have a lot of fans out there, but I hope they know that we respect them. And I have memories, I have pictures and memories of playing against New Mexico, and then definitely playing in Albuquerque and even coaching against them. So it's going to be a lot of fun for me, just kind of going back to back in the days when I used to play there, so I sound old. I tell my guys, I remember playing in that stadium and against New Mexico. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We're looking forward. You're going to be on the ground here a week from tomorrow. Looking forward to having you in town and hosting you, Kalani. Appreciate the time. Always do. Best of luck as you go through bowl preps. Safe travels. We'll see you here in Albuquerque next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Be well. Kalani Sitake, the head football coach at BYU. What did he say? Just be positive. Lavelle Edwards' whole thing. Just think positive. It's kind of, the outlook that we probably all need to have. That's probably right. All right. You can respond to that when we come back. Winter weather's a killer on your vehicle. Winter weather's coming quickly. Winter weather's going to be here. That's why I'm calling On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They come out to me. They'll come to you whenever it's convenient for you. They'll detail your vehicle inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims. They do it like when they're done. It's like it's brand new, like the day you took it off a lot. Get ready for winter. Ask them about ceramic coating. They apply that by hand. It's the best way to protect your vehicle's paint. They offer a lifetime warranty. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is also a great holiday gift. Everyone will love the On the Spot treatment and a 10% discount for our military. Call today. Schedule your appointment, 505-859-2859. 859-2859 or otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and...
Kalani Sitake. What a pro. What a message. Like taking care of the young men. It's going to be sad to see him go. Try to focus on the positive, the good things, enjoy things, because there's so many things that are tough, and let's enjoy what we can. Lavelle Edwards' messages, but I thought it was really strong. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Let's go. Ruben, good morning to you. How you living, Ruben?
Hey, good morning, Jeff. Say, I just wanted to say thank you, Jeff, for bringing the New Mexico Bowl. It is a great matchup. And I hope the fans say thank you, Jeff, and pack the stadium. Amen.
Thank you, Ruben. Appreciate you. We're going to try. We're going to try. Glenn said, did Kalani Sitake talk about all the Cougs that hit the transfer portal yesterday, Jeffers? SMU had more than a few themselves. I'm going to tell you, every roster in America probably just had a few. I don't think there's a roster that was, including Clemson, including Alabama, they all did, right?
Yeah, there were.
I'm going to guess. I didn't really scour it. I don't have the time to, but I'm going to guess even the 4 teams that are playing from the CFP had dudes in the transfer portal, right? Guys that aren't playing.
Yeah.
It just that's today's college athletics. So yeah. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. If you want to get in on that, and you can. That was actually really, really cool. All right. I want to hit the baseball stuff. We'll do that after this next break. The money that's going around in Major League Baseball. Lobo basketball tonight over on News Radio KKOB. Western New Mexico will be the opponent. You get Western New Mexico tonight. UT San Antonio will be in on Saturday, and then they go to Vegas and play USF. If you want tickets for the USF game, sportsnetworkllc.com is where you can go. That's how you can get tickets for that. Probably go through Go Lobos as well. I'm going to guess that the information's on there as well. But talk to Ernie Kuiper, who put that game together for them. It says on the text line, apparently UNM basketball has new security measures in place, and they start at tonight's game. Do you know the details? Is it just scanning? Do you know the details on it? Did you deal with it the other night?
Oh, tonight's the first time.
All right, so it's metal detectors?
Yes.
All right, so it's kind of like getting into an ice soaps game. You're going to have to empty your pockets, put them in the bowl, and
majority
walk
of sporting events that you attend.
That's correct.
Everywhere across the country, you go through metal detectors.
Yeah, that's correct.
Just so everyone know.
Yeah.
If they haven't gone to a game outside New Mexico.
So if you go to an ice soaps game, is that way?
Yeah.
So if you are planning on going to basketball tonight or on Saturday, maybe give yourself an extra 10 minutes. Just saying. I don't know that the lines will be any slower. I don't know that they won't, but there will be more than a process of just scanning your ticket. Okay. So I believe it to be metal detectors. You'll empty your pockets. You'll take your phone, your keys, your coins out, put them in a bowl, walk through the metal detector. If you go off, bleep, 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 then they'll wand you, I imagine. Whatever. The process. It's how it is. It's how it's the world in which we currently exist. Okay. So, and that's where we are. All right. 505-246-0610. Did we give away those tickets?
Let's do that.
All right. So,
and then I'll tell you about 377 Brewery.
Yeah. After you want to do, so we'll go call it. Yeah. After.
Do you like what years?
Well, since we're going 377,
come on.
You got to go 7.
Let's go 7.
That'll be the third. Yep. 7th. So the 7th caller, 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. You will win a pair of tickets to the New Mexico Bowl, SMU versus BYU.
And I have the perfect brewery for you guys. Speaking of the New Mexico Bowl, it is located right around the corner from the stadium. It is on the northwest corner of Yale and Gibson. I'm talking about 377 Brewery. It is the best brewery in town. I gotta tell you, it's named after the flight wing at Kirtland Air Force Base. It's a great mix of European style beer and a top-rated kitchen by Yelp reviews. It's on the way from the Sunport. The holidays are in town. You have people coming in town. You don't always want to cook for them. Take them out. Award-winning style beers, and they have local crafted cocktails. They have a great event space if you want to hold a holiday party or any kind of event there. They have live music, and now they have stand-up comedy, thanks to your girl, A. Marie. But 377 Brewery is open 11/11 every day, but Sunday when it closes at 10, check them out at 377brewery.com.
Tell me.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this
Google Play or iTunes App Store. Just search KNML.
All right, so Frank sent me over the new security measures that will debut in the pit this week. All right, so there will be the use of metal detectors as you enter the arena. It will be in effect starting tonight. We got a women's game tomorrow versus Abilene Christian. The rest of the season, it'll be this way. So, metal detectors will be in use at all four gates of the pit. Screening process will be the same as you deal with at Isotopes and United. Fans will remove all metal objects, electronics, keys, chains, place them in a bowl before walking through the detectors. Reminder, clear bag policy. Prohibited items have not changed. So they encourage you to arrive earlier than normal. It could be a little slower.
And your purse has to be really small.
Well, you got to have a clear bag.
Yeah.
You can't have a big old...
Well, clear bag, but I'm saying also, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't bring in a big old purse.
You can't.
You can't.
I just experienced that on Sunday when I went to...
And again, that's also happening all over America.
Of course, I just forgot. So just reminding people.
No, Audra learned that one time, and we go to games, and...
Yeah.
No, she's got... we went to the Rose Bowl, 4 or 5 years ago, and they gave out clear bags, and she's got that thing, and that's like a go-to for games. So it's a clear bag policy. All right, we clear?
Clear.
All right, everybody understands. We're good. JJ, I was just looking through the dang transfer portal. It is unbelievable. I mean, it's just, there's like, here's 8-10 Alabama guys, and yeah.
It's wild.
It is wild. All right, Cowboys meeting with Odell Beckham Jr. today to discuss what they're saying. Many options, according to Jerry Jones. By no means are we in a position to say we're close or where we are. We're just discussing the many options that are there. All right? So get excited. That's where he's ending up, right?
They're hating out the Mavs game last night.
That's right.
Michael Parsons with him. Jerry Jones wants to sign Odell Beckham.
Obviously, man. This is right up
wants
his
him
alley.
on the football team.
This is a sexy, good. This is right up his alley.
And OBJ just sitting there being courted, going through the process.
More people who want you, the
enjoying it.
more money they got to pay you, right? I mean, the more people who want you, it's supply and demand. I'm in demand. There's only one of me. Pay me.
He showed you last year. The late season acquisition coming in. All it takes is 1 or 2 big plays in the postseason. Help you push you over the top, and that's why Buffalo, Cowboys, I think the Giants are probably out at this point on OBJ. There's a lot of buzz there. But it makes sense if you're Odell Beckham Jr. sit there and choose between Buffalo and Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good living. All right. Baseball winter meetings are going. That means free agent signings. Clayton Kershaw, 1 year, $20 million with the Dodgers. Sounds like a bargain, doesn't it? 1 year, $20 million. All right. You see what old man Verlander got? And I say old man, 39 years old. He's leaving the Astros to go to the Mets. Did you see his number? $86.66 million for 2 years, an average of 43.3. So, I mean, what do you make? As a starting pitcher, you play 30 games, right? There's 5 of you. You're going to miss a start somewhere along the line. There's 162 games. You make 30 appearances a year. Is that right? If you stay healthy, 30, 32, $43 million a year for a 39-year-old pitcher. Look, God bless him. It equals Max Scherzer's record for highest annual average salary. Scherzer went 3 years, 130 also with the Mets. I mean, they got a lot of money in their pitching staff. They better win, right? He'll be 40 years old in February. He's returned as Verlander from 2. Nah, that's not right. From one. Tommy John surgery. And the Astros won the World Series. He won again. He had the lowest ERA in the big leagues. He was unanimous winner of his 3rd Cy Young last year. He's not, doesn't seem to be slowing down at 39. First player to earn Cy Young after not pitching the year before because of injury. He went 18-4 with a 1.75. He was terrific. I mean, he should set the market. The market's just bonkers. $43.33 million a year.
Funny money, man. It's monopoly money in baseball, but that's the crazy thing right now is if you're the New York Mets, a 40-year-old Justin Verlander, you have more confidence in him than you do Jacob deGrom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So does that boggle your mind? How about what Trey Turner just got? Phillies, Trey Turner. He's 29 years old, has been with the Dodgers. Padres wanted him. Astros wanted him. Nationals. 11 did you say 11 years? $300 million. That's a lot of zeros, dude. Divided by 11. It's only $27.2 million a year. That sounds like a bargain, doesn't it? Lenny's in on that. He hit me on the deal. Severely bad Trey Turner contract. Never does a 10, 11-year contract work. Nope. When signed at 29 and 0 deferred money, Verlander overpay, but he has incentives with 3rd-year vesting. Mets gave him a 2-year deal. He's 39. I mean, remember when Albert Pujols signed that 10, 11-year deal with the now he was older at that time, too, with the Angels. It became a disaster at the end.
Yes, it did.
It became a disaster for them at the end. I know I tell you this all the time. At some point, does it break the system? But I guess it never will.
Remember, baseball just has loads of money in reserve.
Well, and then Aaron Judge is sitting around saying, all right, you guys keep getting yours. I want to see what y'all get because...
He's like, how about $500 million? How does that sound, go?
So do you think that sounds ridiculous? I mean, obviously it sounds ridiculous.
Not at all.
But I don't think it's out of the realm.
Trey Turner's getting $300 million.
Right? Brian Cashman, the Yankees general manager, says we're not in a hurry. I would suggest you be. They continue to the Yankees to have conversations with Aaron Judge and his representatives. They've been exchanging contract offers per reports. Hal Steinbrenner, the owner, said last month he wants Judge to be a Yankee for the rest of his life. They met. He says he's putting his money where his mouth is. Quote from Brian Cashman, the GM. We'd love to have our player back. We would love to continue to call him our player every step of the way as he follows what looks like, as long as nothing happens, a career path that will lead him to Cooperstown. I would like him to be in pinstripes every step of the way, end quote. Of course you would. They're all in San Diego. That's where everybody's going. Good spot, right? Judge wasn't there. He was at the Saints-Bucks game last night. Yankees are holding off everything else because they don't know how much they're going to have committed to Judge, right? So there's other free agents that they got to deal with. And they said they're not, out of respect to him, they're not putting a timetable on it. But everything else they got to do is got to be contingent on what they're paying him, doesn't it? He's not ending up there. I'm just telling you, I've told you this for a long time. I don't think he's going to be a Yankee. I think he's going to be a Giant. I've told you that probably since their arbitration hearing last year, right? Just because that's the worst case scenario.
The San Francisco Giants and Aaron Judge.
Don't you think? I mean, where do you think he ends up? I think they soiled the waters so badly with the arbitration thing last year. What did he make? $19 million last year? A lot of money, dude. I'm not poo-pooing $19 million. Pay me. Like, I'm in. You want to give me that? I'm in. But what was he worth? If you're telling me these guys are making this kind of money, I mean, I look around and just going, really? Hey, by the way, we never got into Fred McGriff being voted into the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens kept out. Were you okay with Fred McGriff getting into the Hall of Fame? I mean, I don't know if I think he was he was a really good player back in the day. I don't know. Were you good with that?
Jeff,
what?
I don't know much about Fred McGriff.
You don't know Fred McGriff at all? The crime dog? Is that before your time? Okay.
To have a strong opinion on if he's a Hall of Famer.
All right. I think he was a really good player. Fred McGriff doesn't scream Hall of Famer to me. I think the bigger story is Barry Bonds got left out again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fewer than 4 votes. What? I mean, so McGriff. I don't know.
I know he taught a lot of people how to play baseball.
Who, Fred McGriff with the video, the crime dog video? Yeah, he did. Well, they're fairly excellent. They were.
I'm sure I've watched one of those growing up as a kid, but I'm sure 86 through 2004.
Yeah. All right. Mud's opinion. I think UNM and MSU basketball games need reform. I think they should agree to play one game a year at a neutral site in Las Vegas. That's what I said to you earlier. What if they would have played at a neutral site? Aggie Lobo basketballs. They cancel the games. Is there just so much bad blood between the schools they can't get together in Socorro or Las Vegas or Phoenix but then you're taking away from the fans.
Yeah, it was the right thing just to axe it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And just have no game in Albuquerque, no game in Las Cruces, and get it back on the schedule next year. Yeah. You need to play this game. It's a good game. It's a good rivalry. There's just way too much extra to even think about doing a one-off, playing a neutral site game somewhere, especially just with the continued fallout for New Mexico State. You needed to move on.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, 505 246 0610 888 610. Come on in. I want to hit everything that's happened whilst we've been on the air. I'll read you any correspondence that I haven't gotten to yet. We given everything away yet?
Yes, we did.
All right, you want to do it again tomorrow, giveaway?
Yes.
All right, we'll do that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Cordell and Cordell.
Thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Sports Animal.
All right, so this morning you got a little OBJ meeting with Jerry. Text line says, Jeff doing Jerry Jones. I love it. It's not very good. It's not like Hoser's. Hoser does a little different one, right? You ever hear Hoser do Jerry Jones?
Well, he's got, Odell's got a lot of talent, and I like Odell, and would think he could add to what we're doing. And we're talking with Odell because he's a nice young man and throws a great spot. Oh, wait, no, he's not a quarterback. He catches the nice spiral. And what would add to what we're trying to do here in Dallas, and that's to win the Super Bowl.
Close? Getting better?
Very good.
I'm working on it. Oh, by the time I hit the stage, Emery, I'll get it down. Whenever that will be. What are we doing that in the new year?
Yeah.
You gonna get me on it?
I've been trying.
I know you haven't. I've been working.
I know
on
you've
some
been
stuff.
busy.
I've been working.
so
No, I've been working on some stuff.
let's get you through bowl season, and then we'll book a show.
Do you know how many yesterday? I know you're busy, butts. I got
A lot.
And you're busy. But...
Yeah, we're not. JJ and I are not going to bother you.
No,
till-
you're not, you guys don't bother me. It's like Jerry Kill alluded to it earlier. We were talking, gosh, it was probably 2 Saturdays ago, Sundays, and he says, "I'm sorry to," he sent me a text. "I'm sorry to bother you." I said, "You never bothered me. Like we're trying to get something done. I understood his passion. I understood what we're trying to do. Never bothered me." By the way, if you missed the Jerry Kill conversation, Kalani Sataki, anything that we've done this morning, it's available for you to re-listen to wherever you get your podcast. Go to the Opening Drive or search the Opening Drive. Be on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and of course on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Right, if you click on Opening Drive, and you can listen to segments of the show throughout the day if you miss it, and we appreciate you doing that. The Odell thing to Dallas feels imminent to me. It's a better situation. First of all, when's he ready to play?
That is a question.
I mean, he's not in game shape. He's been out since the Super Bowl, which, by the way, is relatively late to have an injury like that. Jerry said, I just think this is an opportunity that's rare because of his availability. But one way or the other, there's not a failure here. I'm talking about the actual signing or not signing. There's not disappointment here. If this thing works, it'll improve his team now. Yeah, it will. He'll go to Buffalo too? Is that what the story is?
Those seem like the two logical destinations, or the teams he's been talking about the most outwardly.
All right. Meanwhile, the World Cup's still going on, huh?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because the USA's out didn't mean it ended? You're a little surprised they're in the 94th minute, 93rd minute, and Spain and Morocco are 0-0?
A little surprised, but Morocco's got a game plan. They're sitting back, defending well.
Have you been watching it?
Trying to get this one to PKs. shock the world.
You've been watching it over there? You've been watching them sit back? What else do I get today? Sweden, or is that Switzerland against Portugal?
That is correct.
Which one? Switzerland.
Switzerland.
So that's my next one. So just because the United States, U.S. Americans are out, doesn't mean the World Cup ended?
Yeah, we're not allowed to mention it anymore that the United States.
It's still so it's still going on. I'm kidding. I know people are going, "What a freaking idiot that guy is." No. You almost hear nothing about it. Like in all I've watched, I don't watch. Obviously, I've been busy, so maybe that's my world.
Yeah,
but
you're
is
right.
it still getting covered?
Not the same with the United States out.
No U.S. Americans. So, when are the finals? The finals next Sunday, right? A week from this Sunday, on the 11th, correct? Or the 18th?
It's on the 18th.
18th, yeah, the 18th. All right, but it is still going. Boy, you got a little stunner there in the 96th minute now. España and Morocco scoreless. JJ Buck. If we had this thing working, I know you'd be watching it, and I think it'd be good. All right, Tommy tops Peyton Manning for the most fourth quarter comeback wins. Last night, did you hear him afterwards? He talked about his 10-year-old daughter, Vivian. It was her birthday, and he said she was a little worried when I said we're playing the Saints. And she said, "I don't know, Daddy." Saints kind of had his number, huh? They were down 16-3 with 5:21 to go. And then 45-year-old man leads him down the field again. And you were just saying, you really feel the Saints blew this more than the Bucs won it.
Yeah, this was. I rank things collapse and comeback. They go hand in hand. A team has to give something up for a team to take advantage.
Yeah.
And I feel this was the Saints collapsing more so than Tampa Bay taking advantage of it, because you had Mark Ingram running out of bounds on a 2nd and 8, easy first down. He runs out of bounds about 6 minutes after the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 1, and they try to throw a quick slant, gets batted down. Football goes back to Tampa Bay. They come back down the field, and that's when you have bad defensive pass interference call. Safety doesn't get deep, sets them up for the first touchdown of the game. Saints get the ball back. They know it's going to be tough. They're going to have to throw it. They're going to have to get a first down. There's all timeouts, 2-minute warning.
Right.
You miss the Taysom Hill ball right there in his belly, but then he gets blued up by the safety, drops it, punt it back, and then that was the clinical drive by Tom Brady, the game-winning drive, slicing and dicing them down the field. But the Saints gave that one away in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're 6-6 for the Buccaneers. They're 2.5 games clear of everybody now. It's kind of silly where they are in that division. All right, this just came down. AJ Halsey, Lobo freshman cornerback, who was on our show last week. I believe it was the day. I don't know what was it. One day last week. This is his 2nd freshman All-America honor. He was named first team College Football News freshman All-America. Last week he got the Pro Football Focus first team. He was second team All-Mountain West, but first team freshman All-America. True freshman, led all true freshmen in America with 87 tackles. 24 in that one game against Fresno State, which was, by the way, the most by any player in a game since 2019 for the Lobos. Most by any Lobos against a non-option team since 2007. Had a great year. Twice named Mountain West Freshman of the Week, and now first team All-America twice for A.J. Halsey. Hold on to that young man. You got something to build your defense around. I think he's terrific.
He is great. For a freshman, what he did this season, very good football player. And it's... I don't even know what to say anymore about what these teams are supposed to do, because there's good programs losing good players.
I was literally just going through the portal, and I was just amazed at how many dudes from big programs who, with all the stars next to their names.
The freshman quarterback from North Carolina, Drake May, who's one of the best players in college football. That seems like a good program. He's transferring.
Everybody's got him, man. All right, thank you today to Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's head coach. Ernie Kuiper, the promoter for the Jack Jones Hoop Fest, where the Lobos are playing next week. And Kalani Sataki, the head coach at BYU, all with us this morning. Jim Rome Show is next. Heard with Colin Coward after that. Sports bar. Or, no, that's whoa. Where did I just go? 2 Men On come your way at 4 o'clock. When my brain just went back into auto drive.
Back in
It's
time.
okay. You're good.
2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock.
BYU
We're
still
back-
in the Mountain West Conference?
Yeah, and they are still in the Mountain West Conference. We're back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with award-winning radio. You want to do that?
Yes.
All right, great job, Marie.
Thank you.
Adrian, looks great on TV. Thanks. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other. Please be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. I believe we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
You're about.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.